This week, we're talking about why you need a digital content manager to oversee your website, social media, and other online platforms.
This is Better Radio Websites, the podcast for radio professionals who want to see their website generate more traffic and revenue. Each week, your host, Jim Sherwood, and his special guests give you time-tested tips and secret tricks to ensure your radio station dominates digital in your market. Here we go.
Hi, it's Jim, and welcome to Better Radio Websites, the podcast that wants to help you get more visitors and the most revenue from your radio station website. And as you may have heard in the past, each one of these podcasts stems from something that has happened in the previous week. I recently received an email from a station owner who asked what the title of their digital point person should be. And it's awesome that they're asking this question because it means that they're putting a bigger priority on all of their digital assets. Back when I worked at Clear Channel, just before it became iHeartMedia, one of my many titles was Digital Content Manager or Digital Content Coordinator or Digital Content Director. It really depended on who you were talking to at the time. And in various large organizations, this title could be really, it runs the gamut, depending on if there's more emphasis on a particular area or not. Some positions may cover an organization's social media channel only, then you're really a social media content manager, and other positions might require the person to cover social media, maintain the website, and even get into areas of video production for doing online viewing. So much like a program director is the point person when it comes to everything on air at a radio station, the digital content manager is the point person for really everything online. And we recommend that every radio station or group have at least one go-to person with this title and responsibility. Without a singular point person within your company, making the online content efforts a priority, it's going to be more difficult for you to make content a priority moving forward. And there really does need to be a lot of priority set on content and kind of keeping everything that you're doing online in sync. I mean, you really can't expect 100% results from something that you're only putting partial effort and focus into. I mean, there's only so many hours in the day, right? So what does a digital content manager do? Workello.com has a terrific job description template for you, and we have a link to that in the show notes. And you can also do a search for digital content across the bigger radio companies, all of their job boards, to get ideas on their descriptions as well. Essentially, a digital content manager is responsible for monitoring and improving brand awareness within content across all of your digital platforms. If it's online, then your digital content manager will either be proficient at it or they'll have working knowledge of it. For example, they may be experts in keeping the website up to date and social media channels current, but they may not be experts in your station's online streaming provider or something like that. However, they will know how everything works together. They'll have contacts there and they'll be able to reach out and ask questions if they need to. Digital content managers will also analyze current media and industry trends to develop marketing techniques that will raise listener engagement and attract potentially new advertising clients to all of your platforms. They'll also monitor your website traffic, conversions, organic search optimization, content marketing, and email marketing. They'll cover really everything. So some of the digital content manager responsibilities, I mean, we'll go through some of these that were listed on some of these job hosting websites. One of the main ones is they'll maintain functionality of the websites, social media accounts, mobile apps, and other web-based products and programs. So obviously this position covers the day-to-day maintenance and content for your radio station website. Okay, yeah. But they'll also hold the keys to all of your social media properties and know by whom and how often all of your social media posts are being made. They'll know how to put content on the mobile app and how to get content and reports from the mobile app platform. Now, the other web-based products that we mentioned refers to really any website or service that assists you in your online efforts, like your email newsletter provider, a licensed image library, third-party banner ad provider, that sort of thing. Another responsibility might be building custom local or sales web portal pages and even websites. Ideally, the digital content manager will have some basic web design skills that can be improved over time. They don't have to be a licensed webmaster or anything like that to start out with. Just that they have some sort of skills that they can build a page of some kind. And these skills will be required to create pages and maybe even full websites at some point. Even if you partner with a website service like here at Skyrocket Radio for your radio station website, your digital content manager can assist in smaller projects that might cost much more from a service provider. But let's say you get a small website hosting platform to create a small website for just your sales team, or you have a web portal where you put all of your online assets into. I mean, we've seen companies grow. One digital content manager who didn't have a whole lot of responsibility, and then they grew that person over time into where they were helping out their radio clients. And then eventually a small team forms around that content manager that actually ended up building the websites for the entire radio group. So a digital content manager can be somebody who starts small, but that can grow into something that is really, really important to your future endeavors that your radio station may be involved in, either online and even not. Another responsibility, administer and maintain media assets. Your production director likely knows everywhere to put their hands on any sound effect or production piece of music. They know where everything is. Well, the digital content manager will know the same thing regarding online assets. For example, they'll know exactly where to go to get a copyrighted image that they have the proper access and rights to use online. And they'll also know how to produce those authorizations if the need ever arises or if there's a question about the use of that copyrighted image. A digital content manager will also monitor web applications for performance and capacity. It's important that your website is fast and that everyone is doing their part to ensure that it loads fast all the time. Well, the digital content manager runs periodic tests to ensure the website and mobile apps load quickly and to determine what, if anything, might be slowing things down. If there are issues found, well, then they work to resolve them very, very quickly. And if your hosting plan has any kind of limits, they will monitor those limits to ensure that you're not going to, in the middle of an upload of something important, run out of disk space. All right, you don't want that to happen. So they'll be monitoring the capacity of all of your online assets as well. Your digital content manager will also work closely with your digital sales manager, graphic designers, program directors, promotions directors to execute creative online promotions and contests. Unless your continuity director is fluent with scheduling banner ads on the station website, the digital content manager might also ensure that banner ads are scheduled and placed properly. They'll also work with the promotions and program directors to ensure that all contests, events, and promotions are executed flawlessly across all digital platforms. You don't want a contest to look one way on social media and another way on your station website, or have different images or different messages going back and forth. They'll also pull the online winners for you and generate engagement reports to let you know how many people engage with this contest or this event or this form or whatever, and kind of give you feedback on what you should do to make it even better. They'll also develop and oversee digital advertising campaigns to increase brand awareness, drive qualified traffic, and boost sales within a marketing budget. This includes your email marketing, newsletter, SEO, SEM, SMO, and paid advertising. If you don't know what these terms are, your digital content manager should research them for you and let you know how you can be doing them better. If your radio station is using Google ads, Facebook ads, or you're using any kind of advertising of content on another platform, then the digital content manager will be helping to oversee the effectiveness of these campaigns, and they'll ensure that you remain under budget. They may do some A/B testing to see what kind of ads work best for your audience as well. They'll also handle your search engine optimization. SEO is such a valuable way to boost your station's brand visibility across every platform. The best content out there is high quality content that is optimized to leverage your SEO both locally and globally. When your digital content manager is well versed in SEO, it should ensure that you get the most bang out of every online campaign that you're doing. And this can lead to higher rankings, better brand recognition, and an expanded market. In other words, you appear first in search engines, and people automatically know where to go to get the content that you are providing online. Your online content manager will also provide leadership and direction by establishing clear online content goals and developing brand guidelines, core messaging, strategies, policies, and processes. Now, this seems like a very big, tall order, but it's really important that everything that you do online positively reflects and affects the radio station brand. All right. When your team doesn't have a beacon to go by, then there's really no telling what they're going to post. And this could negatively affect how your listeners perceive and feel about your radio station. The digital content manager will ensure that everyone is reaching out for the same goal while using a common tone in their writing, using the same image sizes, the same style, maybe the same colors, the same station logo, and ensuring everybody knows the importance of SEO best practices, how to develop a proper title, how to use the keywords within images, how to use the keyword within the article that they are creating, that sort of thing. When everybody is on the same page here, it can really, really benefit your radio station long term. Another responsibility is to perform a market research and competitive analysis to identify industry trends and best practices and then apply them to any content marketing strategy. For example, your digital content manager should know that video is becoming one of the most essential forms of marketing content. In particular, live video is a very important channel for any business to engage with their customers in real time. Also, if you haven't read recently that younger demographics, they're fleeing from Facebook, literally jumping off of Facebook like crazy. Well, this is important information to know, especially if your target demo is 18 to 25, because it means that your efforts that you're pouring into Facebook might not be giving you anything in return. So where are they going? Find out and then start engaging with them wherever they are going. Is that TikTok? If it is, then you need to be on there and active on TikTok. The ideal digital content manager will stay up to date on these trends as it relates to your target demo and then recommend or implement changes to ensure that your brand is properly present in the right spaces where your listeners are. And then the last responsibility that we have for a digital content manager is that they will analyze the performance of digital marketing initiatives, generate detailed reports, and identify areas for improvement. If you don't run periodic reports on how your website, your newsletter, your social media assets are performing, then it's impossible to know what you should be focusing on to move the needle on those. The digital content manager will review these periodic reports and suggest or implement strategies to improve performance regardless of what the platform is. For example, if the people that have signed up for your newsletter are not opening your newsletter every single time, then ask, why is that? What can we do to ensure your newsletter gets opened more often? Or if a post is not shared, why was it not shared? Let's do a test. Let's test this kind. Will this one be shared more often, or will this kind be shared more often? When you analyze the performance of these different things, it can give you insight into what works better for your particular audience. And your digital content manager will be the one to do this. Now, the qualifications for a digital content manager, well, I think we've shown that they need to be up to date on current technology and trends. They need to be able to grasp and implement new technology and trends quickly as well. They'll also need a genuine love and excitement about the internet and trending topics. They'll need some experience in coding languages like HTML, PHP, CSS, and JavaScript. If nobody at your radio station knows what those are, then you need to get somebody there who knows what those are and not actually depend on a website provider like Skyrocket Radio to only know what those are. They need a working knowledge of Adobe Photoshop, Premiere, which is a video editing software, and Illustrator, which is a vector-based editor. They need to be proficient in Office applications like Microsoft Office and that sort of thing. Proficient in current and emerging social media platforms. That means, what is the next big social media platform, and are your listeners going to be there? They need a functional knowledge of interactive technologies and trends, the ability to learn new technology quickly, the ability to plan, organize, and perform in a team-oriented environment, sharing projects, knowledge, and experience, Excellent oral and written communication skills are a must. Excellent grammar, strong writing and editing skills, the ability to function under stress and be flexible when working on multiple projects with deadlines. That happens very often for a digital content manager. Also, a high degree of attention to detail and optimal work standards. They also need the ability to develop additional skills when things change. Photography and videography, those skills are a plus as well because that's content. Knowing photography, knowing how to frame different images and things, that makes a difference in the engagement of your content. The same thing goes with video on where should lower thirds be and where should names be and that sort of thing. All right, so where does the digital content manager fall in the station hierarchy? Because this can vary from station to station and market to market. In most markets, the digital content manager reports directly to the operations manager and or the general manager. In this case, think of a single radio station as having two program directors, one for everything on air and one for everything online. Both of them work together, agreeing on the direction to take the station in. Now, this doesn't mean every single station should have a digital content manager. No, a station group should only have one digital content manager that is kind of overseeing everything online. Now, in other markets, the operations manager or program director may oversee more of the more high-level duties like the setting the guidelines and best practices, staying up to date on new technology and trends that affect their particular audience because they're already kind of doing that. For what they do on air, knowing where the target demographic is online, kind of keeping everybody on the same page is where we're going to focus. Okay, we know that everybody is moving over to TikTok now and they're fleeing Facebook. So, the program director may be making that call. Now, in this cases, the person who handles everything online and over social media and all those other assets and whatnot, this is called the digital content coordinator, not the digital content manager, because they are simply just implementing what the managers direct them to do. Of course, all of those same skills that we mentioned, the qualifications, should apply in both of these positions. So, is it time to assign or hire a digital content manager for your radio station? Staying on top of all that digital content and managing all of the online assets, that can be overwhelming to a lot of people and very time-consuming, too. I mean, can you imagine how much time the program director is taking his focus off of on air to focus on online? A digital content manager, they can take charge of all of the online content for your radio stations, the website, the social media, all the digital other platforms, the emails and whatnot. They can handle it all. And the best managers out there, they can really, really grab hold of this content marketing and ensure the game is on point and really save you time and money, because they will be ensuring that you're keeping up with the latest trends and maximizing everything that you're doing online. And that does include engaging with your listeners and targeting new audiences. So I hope this episode has helped you in determining whether you need to either assign or maybe even hire a digital content manager for your station. Now, I know every dollar is tight, but if you can find somebody who can really put a focus on all of your online assets, then I think you're going to be a whole lot better in the long term, because this is where business is going. And of course, the first step is having an awesome website to drive listeners to. And we'd love to partner with you on that. You can reach out to us anytime at skyrocketradio.com. Have an awesome week online making your radio station website better. We'll see you next time.
Thanks for listening to Better Radio Websites. Inspired by today's episode? Be sure you are subscribed and share this episode with a friend. Visit skyrocketradio.com/podcasts for more episodes as well as show notes for this episode. Need help starting or making your station website better? Visit skyrocketradio.com.